guess he would still have some of that DNA from his ancestor.
I think she's a hero because she helped people escape from the South.
Each of them, each cell has 12, but when they come together, it's 24 chromosomes.
Young scholar from the 5th grade class is going to lead us in the morning affirmation. She's going to kick us off with the drum call.
Begins with the drum call. Morning affirmation is what we refer to, in a sense, as the praise and worship of our day. It's how we start our day. It sets the tone.
Liberty and justice for all.
It's where we all come together and affirm our purpose for being here, that we are a community of learners, that we're growing, that we're committed to making good choices that day.
CLAS stands for Culture and Language Academy of Success, and to me it teaches about your culture and the different languages you speak and the different languages that you should speak at certain times. They want you to be successful in life.
The whole reason CLAS was formed is to be culturally responsive to those students whose needs were not being met in the traditional school setting.
This is my 3rd year here. I've been here since I was in the 5th grade. And the difference is, you inherited something from like your grandmother, or does it have to be from the generation before you?
No, it can be from your grandmother, your great-grandmother, thousands of generations that Mark Brown found in his ancestry in Kano.
Between this school and my previous schools, this is like a different style of education, and also that it's culturally relevant. You don't really get that in too many other schools. You know, you just have a history class and you learn about maybe America's history and stuff. And we do that too, but we also learn about our ancestors and our people.
The Culture and Language Academy of Success was founded out of Los Angeles Unified School District's Academic English Mastery Program. The Academic English Mastery Program has attempted to identify strategies, methodologies, pedagogies that build on the language variation these young people bring to the learning environment and create classrooms that will move them through rigorous core curriculum.
Our standardized test scores have always been high. From the first year to this year, we've made steady gains, particularly with students who came to us underachieving. Overall, in comparison to traditional public schools, it's really no competition. We doubled the numbers of Los Angeles Unified School District.
Another place by no will, and you don't get paid for your labor or nothing you do.
Farewell, she sang to her friends one night. She was mighty sad to leave them, but she ran away that dark, hot night, ran looking for her freedom.
I wanted my children to have a strong educational foundation, one that had a strong emphasis on preparing them for the future. I did think and believe that it's very important that our children have a strong sense of who they are and that they were in a school that both affirmed and reinforced that.
To do what to this? Change it from neither to either. Go ahead.
I think that when they see themselves in books, see people who look like them, possibly have gone through the same struggles that they've gone through or that their mothers, fathers have gone through, and just to know their history, I think, yeah, it really makes the literature that more interesting. Just the whole feel of the lessons that we're teaching, period, that much more meaningful.
CLAS is a school that truly cares about not just who the student is, but everything about the student. It truly centers on the whole student, all aspects of them.
Every lesson begins with your child.
I be boy. I be boy. All bliss boy. All fine beat. All bow boy.
It's an education that's personalized and individualized and speaks to what motivates you as a learner. We're asking for culturally relevant instruction to be embedded in just a regular, natural flow of the full curricular day, not a set aside.
The whole family.
Well, okay, so you would use that when you're with your family? Because you know they're going to understand you, right? Yeah. Excellent, excellent.
Everything we do here comes from the standards.
We talk a lot about their home language, the features of African American language, and how it's a good thing, it's a positive thing.
You have in front of you a student writing sample, and we're going to work on our MELD written language practice, do some revision. We're going to do some work with our personal thesaurus, and we're going to do some contrastive analysis. But what does MELD stand for, class, first of all?
Mainstream English Language Development.
Okay, now this is a student journal response to the quote that's here by Langston Hughes.
Because here they teach you about AAL, which stands for African American Language. And at my last school, they didn't teach me about that. I never heard of that before. She felt unhappy because everybody talked about her even though they were the same color as her. When I came here, I was excited to learn about my own language. I thought that I was the only one that spoke that way.
Say aloud what the translation is, because if you say it aloud and you hear it and let somebody else hear it, you'll know if it's MAE or if you still have it in AAL.
I was able to learn that the way I spoke was not just slang, like the way that people talk in the streets, but that it was a good thing that I spoke that way because it was from my African ancestors.
Innovation is our mantra, and what that means is we're trying to really think out of the box. What we did was go from A to Z and say, how can we innovate this? How can we make this different? One example would be our 4-day instructional week.
We're going to make them on a frequency chart,
where the students are in the academic content areas 4 days a week, and then they do 1 day of enrichment, which is cultural and performing arts. And they have a whole day of that.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Okay, no.
What is this one?
How many times do we scratch when we score? 3 times. So that means I put water and then I scratch. And what are we making when we're scoring? What is that messy stuff called?
Get to your lines, here we go. Let's see. 5, 6, 7.
For the teacher, or as we call them, the student advocate, then it's a 4-day instructional week, and then they have 1 whole day of professional development.
So the technology piece is also a very important part of the school.
With the 1-to-1 laptop ratio, it really allows us to do a lot of things differently so that our curriculum is not textbook driven. We can really focus on strategies, focus on conceptual thinking, and the technology is used as a tool.
Each student gets a laptop, and I think that's really cool. It's 21st century.
Everything in class is purposeful, is done with a purpose. Many schools have names and mascots. Most elementary schools have eagles and, jaguars and bobcats, and we wanted something that was a little bit more meaningful. And our students are called scribes because of their connection to the intellectual heritage of ancient Kemet. And the scribes were individuals in the social hierarchy who were the learned class. They were the writers, they were the historians. And so we encourage our students to behave like scholars at all times.
We're going to use numbered heads together. So when I say go, you're going to do bottoms up, and you're going to decide on 1 adjective for the group. What CLAS does is it acknowledges students' styles and strengths. And a lot of our students' strengths are being participatory in ways that aren't generally considered traditional school protocols. So we create forums for that kind of discussion.
Did you hear the author saying? What did you hear? Give one, get one.
At CLAS, our students are empowered to govern their own behavior through our integration of the Kemetic principles of Ma'at.
There's 42 declarations from which we focus on 7.
Those principles are order, harmony, justice, truth, balance, reciprocity, and righteousness.
And those are the ways that we interact with one another here in the school community.
Students here at CLAS know that through our Righteous program, they are following in the steps of their ancestors.
We truly believe in the work. We believe in the vision in terms of giving their children the very, very best, unequaled, innovative education. We take on the affect of a private school and all that we do.
The children are excelling academically. They're certainly engaged in the lessons and really feel a strong sense of self upon leaving.
All of the things that they integrate makes for a real recipe for success, and I wanted to be a part of that.
I believe that the students are empowered here.
The teachers really care about us, and they want us to go to college. They want us to get good jobs, so I recommend other people to come to the school.
That's where we start saying, you're great and You come from greatness. And so you're destined for that.